I'll tell you what. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. We have joined up today as the NCC National Cadet Corps Wing of Providence College for Women, Kunur. As we are hosting a webinar on the occasion of Cancer Awareness Day, Contre Cancer. We all know that despite tremendous advancements in medical sciences, cancer remains a difficult disease to treat. To tell us more on this subject, we have with us Mrs. Rita Bhalla, Director, the Patient Support Group, Indian Cancer Society, New Delhi. Mrs. Rita Bhalla has been involved with cancer care for nearly 2 decades. She has been conferred with AWA Award for Excellence in 2006 for her involvement in various awareness activities, organizing talks and training programs for volunteers. May I now request Mrs. Rita Bhalla to commence with the address. Mrs. Bhalla, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy today that I'll be addressing all you young people. This is the right time to know about cancer because these days we consider cancer as a lifestyle disease. And if you start living a good, in a nice manner, have a healthy lifestyle, you'll naturally keep cancer at bay. So I'll talk to you about that, and I think it will be useful for you. So first of all, cancer. What is cancer? Now, what happens? In our body, we have numerous cells. They multiply, they live their life, and they die, and they are replaced by new cells. But what happens during cancer? The cells multiply and they forget to die. They keep multiplying. And that forms a tumor or it forms a growth, and that starts affecting our vital organs. So wherever the cancer is, that area gets badly affected. And sometimes if it is in a very vital area and we don't catch it on time, we may end up losing our life. So that's why this disease is so dreaded. And according to all the movies, the novels, the whatever, dramas you've seen, whenever they want to put a person that he's going to die, they generally use this disease. But it is not so dangerous. These days, we are spreading a lot of awareness, and if we follow a few rules, even God forbid, even if we get cancer, we can catch it on time, and early detection is key to success. The earlier you catch cancer, the better chances you have of getting treated completely. Now let's come to this disease. Cancer is a disease which affects people in a variety of manner. First of all, the patient suffers. Secondly, the whole family suffers because of the patient. And the treatment sometimes is very lengthy. It is more difficult and more energy snapping than the disease itself. Why? Because generally we have a surgery, we may have a chemotherapy, and we may have radiotherapy. Now, chemotherapy has a lot of side effects. It has plenty of side effects. The person starts feeling weak. His immune system goes down because chemotherapy, because cancer is a fast-growing cell, we have chemotherapy which kills fast-growing cells. Unfortunately, it kills all the fast-growing cells in our body. So we have the white blood corpuscles which fight against disease. So they also unfortunately get killed. The hair is fast-growing, so we have hair loss. The nasal and the esophagus, stomach lining is all made up of fast-growing cells. The mouth cavity, so then you get blisters. So the side effects are a little tough, and that's why people may not be able to go to work, may not be able to continue with their studies in the same manner that they were doing earlier. So this leads to a lot of psychological and financial issues. So that's why it's a dreaded disease, and the treatment is a little lengthy. And sometimes if a person goes in late, then he may not get completely treated, or unfortunately, sometimes he may lose his life. Now, the main cancers generally are the lung cancers, which affect more men are affected by lung cancer. And in women, we have the breast and the cervical cancer, which are the main cancers. How can we keep cancer at bay? First of all, these days we consider cancer to be a lifestyle disease. Healthy lifestyle Healthy habits are going to keep you away from any disease, including cancer. How can we control or prevent cancer? See, first of all, we have to know ourselves well. We have to know our body well. We have to look for signs and symptoms. Even if there are small signs and symptoms which don't seem to go away, it's a good idea to visit the doctor and tell him about your concerns. So God forbid, if you have cancer, it would be caught on time. So looking after your body, knowing what is normal for your body and keeping it healthy by having good food, healthy diet, and doing exercises regularly will keep you healthy and keep cancer at bay. There is another very bad habit which people have, that is chewing tobacco or smoking. These have no good effects, but they can lead to oral and lung cancer. So tobacco chewing is a very common thing. In tobacco chewing, we can have gutka, chaini, all these things are going to be harmful for us. Tobacco chewing causes cancer of the mouth, of the oral cavity, of the voice box, and smoking cigarette generally causes lung cancer. Then having spicy food, very spicy food, or food with a lot of preservatives, like tinned food, sugar, syrupy food. Then we have these colas, which are not good for us. We go and have a lot of samosa, kachori from the halwai. Unfortunately, he's reusing the oil. The cooking oil is used again and again. This causes it to become rancid and toxic, which is very harmful for our health. These days, people, especially girls, also have become very, very professionally inclined. So that's why this leads to late marriages. Now, late marriages or not having children or not breastfeeding the child can cause breast cancer. Breast cancer is the most common cancer in women today. Then, on the opposite side, very early marriages, which happen in villages, a lot of children, too many children, poor personal hygiene can lead to cancer of the cervix. So these have to be taken care of, and this is what comes in lifestyle. Now, first we come, because you're all young people, we'll talk about tobacco and smoking. At young age, people get this habit because of peer pressure, mainly because of peer pressure, and secondly, because they don't understand how harmful it can be. They feel very happy, they feel it's going to relax them, but it is the other way around. It is not at all good for any person to smoke. Cigarettes, bidis, even hookahs. Even if you go to a hookah bar where you have these chocolate, strawberry flavored hookahs, they add a bit of nicotine because nicotine makes it habit forming. And these people want to sell their product. So with cigarettes, with bidis, these have nicotine, which is habit forming. And then it has so many types of toxic things in it. Like a cigarette would have nicotine, it would have methanol, it would have carbon monoxide, it would have cadmium, butane, acetic acid. All these are very, very harmful for our body. So this habit should be avoided. We should explain to young children that how harmful these things are, and surely they will listen. If they understand how bad it is, I'm sure they'll keep away from it. The parents, the teachers should make it a habit to keep reminding the children not to smoke. We have noticed that if a child doesn't smoke in his teens or late teens, he may not pick up that habit ever in his life. So for those few years, one has to be very careful. If the parents smoke, they should still educate the child. Tell them it's too late for us. We are not able to give up this habit. And it's a bad habit. Please don't follow this habit of ours. You can learn good things from your parents, but you should not pick up their bad habits ever. The cigarette companies, the gutka, the tobacco industry, all target young people. Why? Because if a person picks up this habit, say at the age of 15, he may continue to have this all his life, which may be 60 years, 70 years. So people are able to sell their product. Secondly, at that age, they do not understand how harmful it is. So they'll end up spending all their pocket money on that. Social, you want to be social, you want to be accepted by your friends, especially new friends. If they are into smoking, you may just do it to please them, to be a part of their group, and finally it becomes a habit which becomes very, very difficult to do away with. So it is very, very important that schools and colleges regularly educate the children about the harms of smoking. There is also a thing called passive smoking. You may not be smoking, but your friend is smoking, your partner is smoking, your spouse is smoking. It is going to affect you very badly. It can also lead to cancer because there's so much of these harmful toxics coming out when the person smokes out. So, like my daughter, she was telling me in office, there are a lot of people who go down to smoke in the smoking area. She used to go with them, though she doesn't smoke, just to chat with them. I said, no, please leave this habit. Don't go with them. You will be more harmed by that passive smoke, which is also called secondhand smoke. There's also a thing called third-hand smoke. That's why these days it's smoking is banned in public area, in public transport. We don't like to sit in a cab where there's a smell of cigarette coming. Third-hand smoke generally is the smoke which is left in the air, even hours after the person who's smoking has left the room. It may be on the upholstery, it may be on the furniture. So that's called the third-hand smoke. That is also dangerous. So we, first of all, don't have to smoke. And secondly, we don't have to stand with people or use the place which the smokers have used. Now, there are a lot of harms about smoking apart from cancer. It can cause, if the mother smokes or the father smokes, it can lead to stillbirth, premature birth of children or children with very, very low weight. About hookah, half an hour of a hookah session is equal to 60 cigarettes. It's that dangerous. And hookah is also dangerous because generally people share it. It's like community smoking. So it can even carry the diseases of the mouth from one person to another. Now, the short-term effects of smoking are that you stain your teeth, you have shortness of breath, you get easily tired, you get breathlessness. So if a child or a young boy or girl starts smoking, then maybe, he cannot perform very well in sports and other physical activities. Also, it generally affects the brain also. A person becomes a little slow. So even it can help, it can harm his studies. The other long-term effects are like getting cataract, getting oral cancer, getting gangrene, heart problems, lung problems, premature aging, and even impotency. So many organs are affected because of tobacco. The esophagus, the head and neck and oral cancers are generally caused because of tobacco, larynx, lungs, stomach, bladder, kidney, pancreas, breast, cervix. So you name it, and that body organ is harmed. And there are also other diseases, like I've already said, heart problems and BP issues and all that. So please, all of you, try not to smoke. Rather, don't try, just don't smoke. And if you have this habit, please stop it immediately. Because as soon as you stop smoking, the body will start getting back to normal. So the day you stop, the body starts recovering from the trauma that the smoking or the tobacco was causing it. Now, how else can we prevent cancer? See, first of all, you avoid tobacco and you also avoid alcohol. Both of these together increase the risk of cancer 15 times. So if you are smoking and drinking, it's going to be very, very harmful. A little bit of alcohol may not harm you, but if it is, if you're drinking alcohol and also having using tobacco, it's really going to harm your health. Have nutritious food. Now, in nutritious food, I mean have a lot of green vegetables, have a lot of colorful vegetables, red, orange. Try to have 5-6 colors of vegetables and fruits every day and take a good helping of them. Vegetables, you don't have to overcook them. Fruits are very good because you generally have them raw. You should wash them very well, your vegetables and fruits, so that all the pesticides are washed away, because pesticides are again very dangerous and could lead to cancer. So have lots of fruits and vegetables, less of mutton, especially red meat, little less of that. White meat, fish is still better. Then don't have suspect dietary elements. Now, what are the suspect dietary elements? Like I told you, all these colas, the sugary, syrupy foods, जो हम लोग बहुत हलवाइयों से लेते हैं, तला भुना सामान, that papad, pickle, which have a lot of spices and a lot of salt in it. So don't have that. Don't have tinned food. Don't have processed food. The original food is very good. Like when we were growing up, we generally used to have a lot of homemade food. People were eating out less at that time. There was less of these pizzas, pastas, which have so much of maida in it. Maida is not very good for us because it starts blocking our digestive tract. So to open up the digestive tract, we need fibers. Fibers are found in fruits and vegetables. So fruits and vegetables are better. Take less of these pizzas, pastas, breads, biscuits, cookies. All these have a lot of maida. So have them sometimes, but don't make it a habit. Similarly, for your tiffin, which you have every day, try to take, it would be better if you take roti, a chapati with sabji. That would be better than taking a sandwich or maybe pastas, pizzas. So that will be harmful for you. Sorry. Also, it's very, very important to exercise. If your body is active, there will be good hormones secreted. The happy hormones are secreted. You will remain active. You will not put on weight. Obesity is not at all good for health. It even leads to a few cancers. So, and fat cells, cancers grow very well in fat cells. So the less of fat cells that we have, the better it is for us. So please exercise a lot. In olden days, people were walking a lot. These days, even if you have to go to the market, which is half a kilometer away, you'll want to take your car or you'll want to take your scooty. So people walk less. So if you're walking less, first of all, make it a habit to walk wherever you can. Secondly, if you can't walk, then please do some regular exercises. Walking in the fresh air is best and it is very, very simple. But if you don't have time for that and you have a desk job or you're sitting for too long, please get up at regular intervals, take a little walk, do a little exercise so that all the body organs remain active. And the most important thing is have your screening done. Now, screening generally starts in a typical manner after the age of 40. But as young children, you should be aware of your body. See for any signs and symptoms. We'll just come to that. And if you feel, yeah, there's something that's not normal that's happening in your body or in your system, please go to the doctor. That 5 minutes that you spend going to the doctor may save you for many, many hours of treatment. Okay. Now, how do we control cancer? So first of all, by having this good lifestyle, eating healthy, exercising well, getting a bit of screening, going to the doctor, making lifestyle changes if required. If you are not into healthy eating or not into exercising, please make a few lifestyle changes. Even food habits like run into the in the family. So if you're all eating the wrong type of food with too much of ghee or too much of oil, too much of sugar, salt, then start changing these habits. Otherwise, it could lead to the cancer of the stomach, the colon cancer, and also to obesity. And there are some vaccines which are available, like for cervix cancer. Young girls, when they are 10, 11 years old, there's a vaccine, HPV vaccine, which is given. So if you have any relative or a child in your family, a girl who is 11, 12 years old, you could consult the doctor because that's a very good vaccine. And in future, it will help the child a lot. Also, we can control cancer if we are educated. Because if we are educated, we know what is good for us. We listen to a lot of awareness. Education means educated in the true sense. Like you know what is good for your body, what is harmful for your body, and you keep that in mind. And main is screening. So for that screening, we will talk about early detection. Why is early detection so very important for us? Now, there are some warning signs like change in bowel movement. So every day, morning, you have your normal bowel movement, and then it's been going on for years, and then suddenly you start going more frequently, or you start getting constipated for 2-3 days at a time. There is a little bit of bleeding when you pass the motion. Please go to the doctor. It could be piles, it could be something very simple, but it could be something very major as cancer also. A sore that does not heal. You have some hurt, or there's some skin where there is some soreness and it's just not healing. Give it 5-7 days, but after that, please go to the doctor. Unusual bleeding or discharge from any part of the body. It could be vaginal, it could be through the urinary tract, it could be rectum, it could be through the mouth, ears maybe. Please go to the doctor and let him take a call. Let him give you the medicine. Sometimes what happens, it may be a small infection. You go on time, he gives you a few antibiotics and you get cured. But if you delay it, it could become a bigger disease, which would require bigger treatment, and it would cause a lot of problems in your life. Now, a thickening or a lump, that's also a sign of cancer. So you should know your body. Please check your body frequently when you go for a bath, so that if there is any lump, any thickening, which is not going away, so you could consult the doctor. Indigestion or difficulty in swallowing. Obvious changes in a mole. If you have a mole and suddenly you see it's become a different color, or it's become bigger, or there's blood oozing out of it, there could be a wart which changes its appearance. Please show it to the doctor. A nagging cough. If there's a cough which doesn't go, you feel fatigued very quickly, or you see there's a sudden weight loss, or there's a fever that doesn't go, there's an infection that keeps coming, there's a continuous headache, or there's a loss of appetite, or there's a lot of bone pain, then don't ignore these things. Go to a doctor, tell him your concerns, and let him do a few tests and let him decide. Okay, so maybe 90-95% of the time it may be a minor issue, but if it is a bigger thing, then at least it would be caught on time. Early detection is important because, for example, if you have such a small lump, which is as big maybe as a groundnut, एक मूंगफली के दाना जितना है, तो फिर अगर वो कैंसर है तो उसके आसपास का एरिया निकालना पड़ता है. So the doctor will do a surgery and take out a portion which may be big enough as a small line. But if the growth becomes as big as a line, then the doctor has to take out the neighboring area, and the surgery would be bigger. Similarly, chemotherapy, they would have to give you more rounds of chemotherapy. Similarly, radiation. Radiation is like giving, these are the radiation rays, which are very, very helpful if there's a localized cancer. So these treatments then become longer. Instead of 20 sittings, you may have to go for 30-35 sittings. The expenditure is more, the treatment time is more, and also the money involved, the loss in your studies or job is also more. So that's why early detection is very, very important. Go to the doctor on time. So with this spreading of awareness, I really hope that one day cancer would be just a zodiac sign. So this is what we do in Indian Cancer Society. We like to go to people and explain to them, make them a little aware, make them a little conscious. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was like a flow chart, like an algorithm, very clearly explained what is cancer, how it is a lifestyle disease, and how slight alterations in lifestyle and food habits can prevent cancer, and how even if we have acquired cancer, screening at early stages prevent it from becoming fatal. So thank you so much to Mrs. Rita Bala. At this time, I would like to state she's been the chairperson of Prerna, which is an organization to provide emotional support to cancer affected. I also would like to thank the principal of our institution, who has been instrumental in organizing many such webinars and awareness program. I thank her personally and officially for granting the National Cadet Corps the permission to carry out this webinar. I extend my thanks to the commanding officer of our NCC unit, Colonel Satish, who has motivated young minds and has made awareness programs public, both online and offline. A special thanks to him. I would fail on my duty if I do not thank my colleague, Dr. Anubhuti Mishra, instrumental in getting resource persons at the exact time required. I also extend my thanks to Dr. Priya, Indian Cancer Society, New Delhi. And finally, I thank God who made this program, I shouldn't say successful, but more reaching to public so that the awareness created is maximum. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.